In shape, 145.
Yeah.
In shape. You know what I mean? So this is different from a Crawford coming up to 168, but we know his walk around weight is probably 170, 180.
Gervonta Tank Davis' only shortcoming, pun intended, is his height. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. But as you can see here, he's working on his versatility.
Terence Crawford reportedly visited Gervonta Davis ahead of his upcoming fight with Jake Paul, offering valuable training tips and strategic advice. The two champions exchanged techniques and discussed fight strategies, displaying deep mutual respect. Crawford expressed his full support for Davis, praising his exceptional talent and dedication. He even mentioned that if Davis ever wanted to face him in the ring, he would gladly consider it, not out of rivalry, but out of respect for the sport of boxing.
Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes and, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147.
Oh,
I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh, man.
You're going to have a pre-camp.
Then what the people gonna say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
Gervonta Davis appears to be taking inspiration from Terence Crawford, one of boxing's most technically skilled fighters. Crawford's preparation for Canelo Alvarez drew attention for his seamless stance switches, balance control, and unpredictable rhythm. Now, Tank seems to be adopting a similar approach. Recent training footage shows him experimenting with footwork, shifting angles, and even switching stances mid-combination, something rarely seen from him before. Observers believe he's not only learning from Crawford but also taking cues from Jaron Boots Ennis, known for his mastery of both stances. This evolution suggests Tank's intent to shock everyone in his upcoming bout against Jake Paul.
Gervonta Tank Davis is working on his versatility. We already know he has that ultimate equalizer, that special God-gifted one-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's very durable, has a chin, never seen him visibly hurt. Gervonta Tank Davis also has great footwork and foot placement. And here you see Gervonta Tank Davis' only shortcomings, pun intended, is his height. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. But as you can see here, he's working on his versatility. He's now working on fighting orthodox. He's naturally a southpaw. Now he's working on fighting orthodox. Great switch hitters.
Showbiz the Adult, a well-known boxing commentator, stated that the fight between Tank and Jake must remain exciting. He explained that many expect it to resemble a sparring session, with both fighters going easy to avoid embarrassment. However, if that happens, it could instantly damage both of their careers. Fans would lose interest and refuse to pay to watch them again. With Tank and Jake both commanding massive audiences that crave action, this fight can't afford to be cautious. It needs genuine intensity. If it turns dull, all the hype surrounding it will disappear completely.
It could be career ending. Jake Paul can end his whole shit. That's the black. Tank can end Jake Paul's whole shit. And if that fight is meh, and it's just a sparring session that's tit for tat, their shit's over. Because people gonna be pissed that it's exactly what they expected it to be. They can't do that. If they do, their career's ruined. Jake Paul's career's ruined, and Tank. If they make it meh and just touch, both their brands suck. That's the black two sugars. You mess around in that bell ring, and you see little Tank, and you see big Jake, and he's throwing a jab, and little Tank making a miss, and bam, y'all gonna be like, whoa, say I'm lying. Y'all, you know what? Yes, say I'm lying. Please say I'm lying. But y'all gonna be right there, cheering, because you ain't never seen nothing that damn bizarre. Even De La Hoya versus Shaq had headgear, and Shaq ain't a boxer. That right there, fireworks. Because you're going to be holding your breath, especially Tank fans. I'm going to be like, don't hit Tank. You're going to see Tank little ass legs. He's going to, and big ass Jake, big legs and big ass head. Watch. Y'all talk all that shit now because y'all love talking shit. Y'all love hating on things until you see it. Like women back in the 90s. I remember my sisters back in the 90s. You ain't that cute. You ain't, but all on your shit. That's what y'all do. Y'all talk shit.
Keith Thurman highlighted a clear truth about Gervonta Davis and his critics. He noted that the same people who constantly criticize Tank are the ones who never miss his fights. They claim his performances fall short, yet they tune in every time he steps into the ring. Thurman believes this behavior proves that fans unknowingly support him while trying to tear him down. Their attention, even when negative, only amplifies Tank's name in the boxing world. Every time they call his fights disappointing, they end up fueling his fame and keeping his popularity strong.
Don't watch Tank. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You support it, then what you doing? You can't not support and support at the same time, right? So if you're a boxing purist, then this fight with Roach is really more for you. It's going to be more up your alley, you know? If you just like all entertainment, all fights, all hypes, all everything, then you're going to want to tune in to the Tank and Paul's show there, you know, because that's all for entertainment. What's it? For entertainment purposes only, right? It's just say like somewhere in the small print of the promotion. For entertainment, don't do this at home, kids. You know,
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. For entertainment purposes only, you know. So, you know, it's money-making purposes only, you know. It is.
And Claressa Shields commented that the only fight that makes sense for Tank is against Shakur Stevenson. It didn't sit well with him. Tank responded coldly, saying, "No one has the right to tell me what to do." His message was clear. If people want to be fans, they should just be fans, not managers. The reaction comes from a deeper place. After his draw against Lamont Roach, many of his own fans turned on him online, calling him overrated. That criticism clearly hit a nerve, and now he's done living up to anyone else's expectations. His mindset is simple. He fights on his own terms, not for approval.
I don't know who else he said. She thought that at a point in time that Devin Haney could beat him, but now she doesn't believe that. But so really the only fight that there is for Gervonta Davis is Shakur. What a mighty, mighty convenient argument. And Gervonta Davis responded, and basically his response was, "Come on, girl, stop talking about me so much because you're making me feel like I'm special." Right? So he pretty much just, you know, kind of blows it off. But I really think that there's something much deeper going on here, and it is that this. And I said it again. I said it in another video. I'll say it in this one. The Bud Buddies. The Bud Buddies are a crew of boxers that all hang around and worship Terence Bud Crawford. And the main two members of it, besides the people that are actually in Terence Crawford's camp, as fighters are Shakur Stevenson and Claressa Shields, without a doubt. Claressa Shields is a huge backer of Terence and a huge backer of Shakur Stevenson. At the end of the day, the only thing she really cares about is what's in the best interest of Shakur Stevenson. And anything and everything she say is angled that way to get Gervonta Davis to do something that Shakur Stevenson wants him to do, which is really do all the hard work and then be there for Shakur Stevenson to become a star at the end of it. I'm telling you, man, I believe that to the bottom of my soul, that is the same plan that Terence Crawford ran on.
The matchup between Tank and Jake Paul doesn't follow the traditional structure of boxing. As many analysts have noted, fights like this don't represent true competition. They exist somewhere between sport and spectacle. What makes this bout particularly questionable is that both fighters are still in their primes. Exhibition-style matches usually happen when boxers are past their peak, like Mayweather's recent events. But here, both are active, capable, and still building their careers. That makes the fight even more unusual, blurring the line between a legitimate boxing contest and a viral entertainment stunt.
Why has Tank taken this fight? And those were the first questions targeted to Tank in this presser, because usually these sorts of bouts are relegated to the latter part of your career. And for most Gervonta Davis supporters, they thought they would get the big fights next, the Shakurs. They didn't think he would be fighting Jake Paul. Although Tank tried to push it off as fans should just be happy watching the sport and hey, haters will be haters, I think that's quite unfair to the people who have been loyal supporters of him and honestly have paid his bills. He tried to compare the level of criticism he gets to the likes of Mayweather, but the difference is with his mentor Floyd, he really did fight a lot of champs in their prime. Has Tank? Well, not really. The most notable fight he's recently had that the people actually wanted was the Ryan Garcia fight, and the only reason he took that fight was because everything was on his terms. And other than the Ryan fight over the last couple years, it's either been people who aren't in his weight division, which he's pulling up, or fighters ranked in the lower half of the top 10 lightweight list. The fights people have truly wanted to see just have never materialized, and simply that's why people criticize him. If the likes of Crawford never fought Spence or Usyk never fought Fury or Joshua, they would have caught the same level of flack. The reason why fighters like them are applauded is because generally they take on whatever challenge is in front of them. Tank instead, his whole career has bobbed and weaved around the most significant challenges that the people actually want to see, unless he...
Another reason fans feel uneasy about this fight is the massive weight gap. Jake Paul walks around near cruiserweight levels, while Tank Davis typically competes between the lightweight and super lightweight divisions. That's a difference of roughly 60 to 70 pounds. Something the boxing system was designed to prevent. Weight classes exist for a reason, to protect fighters from mismatched power and unnecessary harm. If fights like this become the norm, it undermines the entire purpose of divisions. The risk is obvious. Even if labeled an exhibition, the physical imbalance could make it dangerous or entirely unfair.
That means there's a sort of a 60 to 70 pound difference between the two men in the ring on fight night, which is absolutely enormous. There are weight classes for a reason in boxing, and this is the sort of thing that is typically not allowed or permitted. And like I said in my intro, it goes to the heart of that key question in boxing, which is how big is too big? It's the reason that the pound for pound list exists, where we kind of imagine if everybody was the same size, who's the best, who's number one? And it's a debate that rages on and on and on. And so when I see a fight like this, I think the hardcore boxing fans, generally speaking, have felt frustrated by it. Yes, because we want Gervonta Davis as part of the actual sport, competing for world titles against the other elite guys in his weight class. But also because if he gets knocked out and loses to Jake Paul, it creates this illusion that Jake Paul's much better than he actually is. And so I guess the question for me is, can Gervonta Davis beat Jake Paul, or will Jake Paul simply be too massive? Can Jake Paul use his size, or will Gervonta Davis simply be too skilled? What's the answer here? And in trying to answer this, I looked to history, and there's one fight that immediately popped out of my mind, and I thought, I wonder what the size difference was there. In fact, it may even be more significant, and it was, and the small guy won. Some of you might be thinking about it right now. It's when David Haye took on the monster, the absolutely ginormous human being, Nikolai Valuev. I think it took place around 2009. So at the time, I was literally a teenager. I didn't have a clue what I was looking at, and I'd fully bought into this David versus Goliath story. But I think it's an excellent example here to draw comparisons between the Gervonta Davis-Jake Paul fight to try and understand whether or not this is a good template and blueprint to try and predict and understand what the size difference might look like in the ring. Now, David Haye was 6'3" and was 217 pounds for the Valuev fight, whereas Valuev was 7 foot tall and weighed 300.
The outcome of Jake Paul versus Tank Davis isn't just about strength or skill. It's about the direction boxing might take in the future. If Jake wins, it could pave the way for more exhibition-style fights between influencers and professional boxers. That would shift attention away from championship bouts towards social media-driven spectacles. Fans might start viewing real boxing as dull, choosing drama over discipline. But if Tank wins decisively, it could restore balance, reminding people that true boxing skill outweighs celebrity hype. Despite all the criticism, most fans secretly want to see how this fight plays out. Many find traditional boxing slow or predictable compared to the chaos Jake brings. His fights are wild, unorthodox, and packed with unpredictable moments. Adding Tank into that mix makes it even more explosive. People who've stopped watching boxing might tune in again, not out of loyalty, but for pure entertainment. As strange as it sounds, this fight reflects what modern audiences crave: chaos, unpredictability, and controversy.
Hate it, the algorithm loves it, and both will watch. It's not just who wins, it's what wins. Will the entertainment value or the ring IQ come out on top? Because if Tank dominates, the meme dies. Jake Paul survives or hits it big, we see new rules are going to be written in real time. Me, you, maybe everyone at some point has been that bigger guy thinking that I'll just bully him. Jab, slip, liver shot, sat me down real nicely. Size helped until it didn't. All I'm saying is, let's not dismiss something because it looks weird. Many fights get decided by the details. Feet before fists, timing before muscle, discipline before clout. Look, Tank wins if he stays Tank. He's built on patience, traps, explosive counters. That's hell for a tall guy who gets eager. Jake's long jab is the gate, but Tank's head movement is the key. Once he times it, the door's getting open and the furniture is going to get rearranged. Think locksmith versus padlock. Big padlock looks scary until the right tool clicks once. Jake throws that overhand like he's bowling with the shoulder. Effectively.
Promoter Eddie Hearn offered one of the sharpest takes on this matchup, saying, "Boxing and entertainment are two completely different things. And when you mix them, the sport loses its identity." According to him, Tank vs. Jake isn't about real competition. It's a business event designed for attention and profit, not legacy or titles. Hearn called it a dangerous mix, warning that once fans start accepting these kinds of fights, it could erode the sport's credibility. His words carry weight, as he's witnessed firsthand how quickly entertainment boxing can overshadow true championship bouts.
Wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show, it's entertainment, it's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight, you know, with, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but, you know, I understand the market and I understand this freak show, shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business.
Former champion Sean Porter offered a more personal take on Jake Paul's rise in boxing. He said most fighters accept Jake's offers for money, not respect. The paydays are huge, and few can turn them down. But according to Porter, Jake still hasn't earned genuine admiration within the boxing world. The respect he receives is surface level. People value his business savvy, not his boxing ability. Jake's team knows how to sell a fight, but true recognition in the sport comes from facing and defeating elite opponents, something money can't buy. This matchup reflects how boxing is shifting into a business-first sport. For Jake, it's another chance to prove he belongs among real fighters. For Tank, it's a test of how far his brand can extend beyond the ring. Both are marketing giants in their own ways. But while Jake builds fame through spectacle, Tank earns his through skill.
Go off. They going to the next man. So if y'all can make a big payday, go get that payday. The sport of boxing don't love you. And that's the problem with this sport. It's like what Jake Paul did, man, it's crazy, but people getting paid off of it.
Yeah.
So if he can call any one of y'all out and y'all can get that payday, I say go get it, baby. I'm not mad at it.
For me, and I'm not mad at this move at all for Tank Davis, but I think when it comes to boxing fans, there's an essence that comes with this sport, and it's an essence that hasn't been lost, unlike other sports. For an example, with football, we come from the hitting days.
Yeah.
Can't hit nowadays. You know what I mean? So boxing hasn't lost its essence. You know, they're trying to make it safer and all those sorts of things. But there's still this pureness to boxing that really doesn't exist in sports anymore. But it's still there with boxing. I think that's why people have such a problem with this kind of move from Tank Davis.
Is it more the heart? How do you guys feel being boxers?
Man, like once you hear the numbers, I'm like, they're talking like I don't know the official one. They're talking about 100 mil.
Oh, damn.
Like, they're talking about these insane numbers. Like I'm gonna be like, don't take that. I'm not gonna tell another man not to take that type of check, especially for something like that. It's not on your official record. It's an exhibition. I'm not gonna lie.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.